How many times, this morning I want to ask you a question. How many times have you done that business? How many times have you tried it? Can you count how many times? How many times have you literally taken your time to repeat that particular thing that you're trying to do to achieve? It could just be a skill. It could be that you're working somewhere. It could be a business. It could be something you started. It could be your personal ministry. How many times have you tried the process of that thing? And then at the end of the day, you're letting go. I remember there's a story about a young guy who literally wanted to succeed and started the process of doing business. He did so many things, tried this, none of them was working. And then he got introduced into a particular business that he saw a lot of people striving and making money out of it. And when he got in, he realized that he wasn't doing well. He watched series of videos on people who are doing that business, how they are successful and all of that. He did everything possible. But at the end of the day, it was like he wasn't doing anything. You know what? He gave up. Until he got introduced again to someone. I was like, oh, come watch this video and all of that. And he sat down and saw how people were doing so well. And went back again and told himself this time he's going to succeed. And tried it again. And for 3 years, he built the business. The thing grew to a certain point, came down, collapsed. He tried it, they say for 3 years, he tried this particular business 7 different times. The thing would grow, come down, collapse at different times, until he came across a certain message, a book that he read. And then he realized where his problem was. What was that? His problem was that he kept blaming people for not succeeding. Now, every time you blame, you put a blame to someone, your family, your relative, people around you, your uncle. Oh, come on, they're not helping me. Every time you apportion blame to someone for your failures, it does not help you to succeed. It rather takes a whole lot of energy out of you and make you literally get upset. And the next thing you do, you start having issues with people around you. Or you begin to feel bad about yourself. You begin to feel left alone. You begin to feel rejected. Learn to blame yourself. And how do you blame yourself? Sit down with yourself. Critically look at what has gone wrong. Where did you miss it? What mistake did you make? What step did you not take? When you do that, it does not hurt you as much as it will hurt you when you apportion blame. But rather, what happens to you is that you begin to see your mistakes. You begin to see your lapses, and then at that point, you can be able to sit down and begin to correct every mistake you have made, and then it helps you to learn better. Now, we are having a business meeting coming up on the 30th and 31st of this August, 2025. The business meeting is going to be absolutely free of charge to enable you understand how to succeed in life and as a business person in whatever endeavor you are into. Reputation is literally the key to your success, is what drives the door open before your face. How well, I want to ask you this morning, how well do you know that business that you're doing? How many times have you gone for seminars? How many times have you attended business meeting? How many books have you read concerning that thing that you're doing that makes you feel like it's not working? Have you ever tried a thing in your life and at the end of the day you just feel this is not for me? I'm not cut out for this, or I don't have what it takes. One time trying is not enough for you to write yourself off or see yourself as a failure. Trying that business 2-3 times does not make you feel like you are addicted. We all know the stories of Thomas Edison, who tried how to create the light bulb 1,000 times and failed. For every time he tried, for every time he made that effort, for every time he tried, he was closer to the solution. He was closer to the answer to what he needs. I was literally listening to a story on how the light bulb stuff, he tried it and was able to set up the light, but did not know how to control the energy that comes out of it. So that was his issue. So he kept trying until what happened? Boom! One day he got it right. And that's why you and I is enjoying the light bulb today. Your gift, you can only refine that gift that is in your hand by repeating the process of trying it again and doing it better. Imagine, I want to take you back to, if you're within the age of maybe let's say 40 and above, I want to take you back to when we were kids, how we used to play these kites. I don't see our children playing that anymore these days. When we play this kite, you have to take the kite, and then sometimes we compete among ourselves. You take the kite and then you sit down. The person's kite that goes higher the most becomes the winner. And sometimes you feel so excited when you see your kite go so high. What is that one thing that will make your kite go high? It is the number and the quantity of rope that you tied on that stick, and you keep losing it gradually. As you are losing it, the wind is taking the kite so high. The more the rope you have, the higher your kite will go. That is exactly how success is. The more books that you read, the more seminars you attend, the more business meetings that you attend, the more you pay for trainings, the more education you attain concerning that business, concerning that thing that you're doing. The process you take in, the value you add to yourself makes you become better. You cannot sit down and have a business and you don't have any idea outside your own idea. All the idea you have concerning that business comes from you. No, you won't. You will not be able to strive. You won't be able to succeed. You have to get ideas from other people. You have a business. How many books have you read concerning marketing that business? How many books have you read concerning sales? What are the different things you have done to make sure you succeed apart from what you already know? It is not enough. You must come to a point and a realization of yourself that failure is not the opposite of success, but rather failure is the process of becoming successful in life. So when you fail, what you have just succeeded in doing in your life is adding more skill to yourself. It's adding more knowledge to yourself. In fact, it's a plus for you every time you fail. It doesn't matter how many things you have tried. There is no time for me to tell you how many businesses I have done, how many things I had tried. I remember when I first started my rice business. The first time I started, I literally didn't understand what it takes, that the process of making profit in rice is just 1,000 naira for a bag as profit, or 1,500 or 2,000 as a profit. So if you see someone who will buy in large quantity and you make 500 for a bag, take it home. I didn't understand all of that thing. I saw a profit as much as 2,000, but I felt, because it's a big bag of rice, I was supposed to make so much. So I got to a point where I got stuck. December passed and all my rice were there. It got to a point that this rice were left with me that I did not even know how to preserve them. And a whole lot of this rice went bad. As in, they went bad. And I was so pissed. I was so hungry. But you know what? The next year, I didn't give up. I had to try again. I kept trying until I understood the process on how to be a rice distributor and selling rice in large quantity. What have you tried? Try another step. Try another process. There's a saying, there's a research, a school of thought that says the rich man used 20 different ways to try a particular business to succeed. But the poor man tried 20 different businesses and expect himself to succeed. No, don't do that. The road to success, literally the road to success has so many pathways. It is not only one method. It's not only one pathway. I remember a young man on Sunday on our radio platform called and said he's into gas. He sells gas. And then I asked him a simple question. He said since 2016, and the gas business has not been moving so well. And then I asked him, I said, are there other gas stations that is around you? He said, one. Now, he refused this gas. You know the way we used to buy gas? He refused them in the bottle. He doesn't have a gas station where you literally go to the station, they use all of the electronic meter, everything to calculate, and the price is way lower than those people refilling, because the people refilling in bottles, they buy from this gas station. So I said, try something. What time does the gas station close? Say it closes by 7 p.m. So he can decide to do his own gas station. At the point when they are closing, he starts. He can decide to say he's going to close by 2 a.m. in the morning. Yes. At the initial stage, he might not pull through immediately, but in the long run, when everybody around there, not just in that place, you find that people even far from there now know that there is somebody who sells gas till 2 a.m. in the night. Everybody will go to him when they need gas, especially at night. I'll tell you a simple story about a lady here in Rehearsal State. She sells food. She sells rice and chicken, and fried rice is one of her best meals so far. And her price is literally high, okay? She just has a small little space to herself. She beautified the space so well that in the night, everywhere is glowing with bright lights and flowers all around the place. This lady starts her business every night. As in literally night. I'm not talking about 8 p.m. I'm talking about as much as 9 p.m. in the night. And she closes by 3 a.m. in the morning. In Rehearsal State here. And you know what happened? Sooner or later, everybody, especially the people that goes out late in the night, people that wants to eat at night, her shop is usually jam-packed at night. I'm telling you, because at the point when I knew about this lady, our ministry was just close to where she is. Every night you see cars, lots of cars stopping there, and they are buying food. Some are taking it, some are sitting inside and eating. And I was like, what an idea that she has. And in the morning when you go, the shop is locked up. That's when she goes to bed. That's when she also takes her time after her sleeping, and then she goes to the market. She prepares her meal for her business in the morning, and then she goes to sell in the night. There's a place in Lagos. When I went for a particular training that we stayed there, or one of the hotels that I lodged, I realized that in the night, everybody in that area, they come out in the night, they sell till 2 a.m. in the night. How do I know this? In the night, that period, sometimes that's when I just move around the hotel environment and just do my prayers and all of that. You see these people still selling food. You see everybody, you see a little mini market, they are all selling. In the morning, their shops are shut down. Why? Because in the morning, that environment, they've noticed that everybody in the morning leaves that particular place and go out of that place for their business and their workplaces. So they come back home at night, and that's when they buy stuff. Change the pattern of your business. Change the way you have always done it. Look for a solution. Attend trainings. Read books. The beautiful part of it right now is that we have a lot of audio books that you can read. You can look out of books, The Psychology of Selling, written by Brian Tracy. There are a lot of books about selling, about wealth, about improving yourself that Mike Morrow has written, and also Napoleon Hill. And all of these names I've mentioned, a lot of times when you read their books, they give you Bible principles. God is a principle God. Don't give up. Don't let go. Know and understand that success is one thing that is not overnight. You don't wake up one night and then you see yourself become rich. Read the story of those who are succeeding. Read the story of the rich people. Reputation is not just toiling, and then at the end of the day, you run out or you burn out. But rather, every reputation that you make and that you take literally shape your future and help you to succeed in the long run. The more you do that thing, the more you succeed. The first day I went on air, the first day I literally came on air and started speaking live. I blundered. In fact, I couldn't speak. I was so frightened. I was so scared. I was so scared to a teeth. And how did I start? Because I heard the Lord says, I want you to go on air live and speak to the people. I was like, Lord, I've never done this before. And then the Holy Spirit said, if you don't try it, you will not be able to do it. You have to try. And guess what happened? At the beginning of my radio program, at the initial stage, this is quite some years back, I received insults from people. I'm telling you. It was a 9th program. And I was going with my cousin. The first time I started, I had to get my cousin who literally grew up abroad. Okay, so she speaks like the American people and all of that. She has a beautiful, amazing accent. I couldn't do it, so I take her. She tagged along me, or I would say I tagged along her. So she'd do the talking, and then I'll pick the calls. And then they ask questions. Some of the questions I'll answer them, and a whole lot of the questions she'll do the answering. But I got to a point that she started making guys. She said she wasn't going to come on air. One of the days, she said she was not going to go on air with me. I had like 4 hours to go on air on that day. I said, how am I going to do this program and all of that? Guess what happened? Went into my closet. I started preparing. And at the end of the day, from that day till date, I've been doing it myself. And that particular day, as I kept doing it, after the call, I will have people calling me. Some will abuse me. Some would correct me. All manner of stuff. I got to a point that I got stuck, that I started crying. I just withdrew to myself. I was crying. Then I went to my mentor. I had a mentor. Now, another thing you must know is that whatever business that you do, get a mentor. If you don't have a physical mentor, you can have a mentor by the books that you read. You can have a mentor by the seminars and the workshops that you attend. You can even have a mentor by watching different business ideas and process online. On YouTube, it has a whole lot of them. Anybody can become your mentor as long as the person is doing what you are doing. So I met her. She's in Port Harcourt. I went there and I was crying because she's into radio broadcast and the rest of them. She go on live and all that. If I call her name, some of you will know her. Reverend Christy Bature. Yes. Then my program was more about relationship, issues with people's sexuality and the rest of them. I went to her and I was shedding tears. She gave me tissue paper. She was laughing and all of that. She said, Priya, when I started, it was the same thing. I was bullied by people. I couldn't really express myself. She was just telling me. And then she recommended me to trainings that I should attend. She recommended me to a particular training that was in US. Yes. Recommend me to a training that was in Lagos. She was like, Priya, just brush yourself, get more training, get more skilled. And I did all of that. In less than no time, my self-esteem was built. And I came back. And anybody that comes with insult, I can stand it, I can take it, take the ones that are good, I take the correction, and I moved on. When they correct you, sometimes don't get upset. It's okay to be offended that minute, but don't get offended to the point where it begins to affect you, but rather listen to that correction. There's something to learn from it. And you know what? Run from it. Don't give up on yourself. You have the capacity and the power to become everything that you desire. Every failure I want you to take this home. Every failure is like a rehearsal to your greatness. Every failure, I take it again, is like a rehearsal to take you to the top where you become successful. Keep repeating the process. Never give up. Because one day in this process of trying, those little steps that you take, those actions that you take, one day will lead you to that success. One day will bring breakthrough before your face. One day you will get it. When I remember the story of Bishop T.D. Jakes, how he tried so many times preaching. He didn't have a car. He got to a point that the car he has is just this cricket car that sometimes you have to push the car. It has a lot of smoke. You know what he does? They say he will park the car behind the church so that the members will not see the kind of car that he drives. Many times he tried to pay the bills of the church. Many times he felt like giving up and letting go. But what kept him was that he knew that he's called into that thing. If you literally want to succeed and benefit and move forward. Don't give up. Keep pushing. I'm inviting you to be part of Patak Academy group on WhatsApp and Telegram. Okay. We also have a group called the Dignified Men and Dignified Women. For you to be part of that group, the number to join that group, just say, have me up on WhatsApp on 070-6470-9045. I'll take the number again. If you're having issues in your business, you're having issues to succeed, if you need any form of counsel or advice, I'm going to be here for you. The number to reach me after now is 0814-006-1460. You can chat with me on WhatsApp. And don't miss it. Our next business meeting, it's coming up on the 30th and 31st of this month. It's Saturday and Sunday, 3 p.m. each of the days. I'm going to mention the venue of this business meeting this coming Sunday by 11:15 a.m. on my program here, right here in this station. Look forward to attend this business meeting because it's going to change your life. I just came from a intensive business training in Lagos where I spent over a week learning and adding more value so that I can be able to serve you better. And so my organization will be able to give you the best. So do not miss the training because I'm going to be unleashing a whole lot of amazing ideas that will turn your business around. If you desire to trade in the Nigeria and US stock exchange market, as you want to learn how to buy US stock and Nigerian stock, this is the number to reach us: 070-6470-9045. I take the number again: 070-6470-9045. I'm going to be back here again on Sunday by 11:15 a.m. Thank you for listening. I am Priye Derefakokara. Goodbye for now. God bless you.
We will play those ones and those are time there. We will play them for the 10:55. We will play this one.